Welcome to the Versa Business Tips Podcast. I'm your host, founder, and CEO of Versa Business Systems, Shaheen Mazloom. Today's episode is actually sponsored by AI Digitales. It's a podcast geared towards teaching kids all about AI, how it works, how to use it. Check them out, especially if you had kids. It's incredible. So today, our guest, he's a great guy, big in utilizing technology and AI and scaling his business as well as his client's business. A master in marketing, a legend in business overall, my friend George. Thanks for joining me today, bro.
Pleasure joining you here, man. It's always a pleasure talking to you and, taking the time. Thank you for taking the time.
Absolutely, man. You too. So for those out there that don't know who you are, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you specialize in.
Awesome. So I'm George Karafotis. I'm the president and founder of SilverSpoon Agency. I also own a couple other entities into different industries. The main expertise and the main thing we do here at SilverSpoon Agency, we're basically a 360 marketing agency, specializing on paid media, online ads, and anything that has to do around that realm. Our big expertise comes into like breaking down lead generation and different strategies for our clients that also want to focus like on e-commerce or lead gen. Like, for example, let's say you bring us a coach or somebody that really wants to take his business to the next level. We'll actually take it from conception to completion. We're gonna create the funnels, the copies. We're gonna run the ads. We're gonna create the offers. We're gonna actually strategize along with the client,
Right.
and then go to market. So he gets a full market strategy.
So you're doing a whole 360 view of the company from start to finish and gearing their marketing towards everything.
Exactly. And the biggest breakthrough is how we can actually analyze what the client needs, but then really like from the onboarding, like the questions we ask are very different from like a typical marketing agency, just because we want to dive deeper into like revenue-based metrics.
Right.
To me, that's the most important thing, and that's what drives the business.
Absolutely. That's why we show up every day is the revenue, right?
Exactly. And we usually structure it different. Like even if you come up with a high ticket offer, I'll structure for you a low ticket offer, and I'll make sure that you have something there as a low ticket offer that is undeniable. But also, I want to make sure that the cost per lead matches the offer, the low ticket offer. So
Absolutely.
you can advertise forever. It's kind of like free advertising.
Right. That makes sense. So in terms of marketing, the trends are obviously always changing. Marketing is constantly changing. What are some things that business owners should be aware of, in 2024, as far as the trends and how digital marketing is moving?
So number one, I know there's a lot of buzz around TikTok right now, what's happening there.
Yeah.
But I want to say this, like you mentioned, like trends are always coming and going and changing. What you have to understand is not like the platform that you use, but the voice that you use and the brand messaging that you use and the way you actually create your content. So for me, it comes down to really understanding the basics of what you have as a brand and where you want to actually take that brand to the next level. So it comes down to your mission statement, vision statement, the core values. And the more you enhance that and try to actually push it out to the world through your company, it's going to make a big difference. Now to the digital marketing trends aspect, there are a few companies out there that they will try to focus just on TikTok. Other companies that try to focus on Google ads. I would say that the biggest trend right now is omnipresence, and you need to be everywhere.
100%.
The way to do that as a trend right now is video content, and you need to really spread the word out there. This is why we do podcasts as well. It's a great form of doing the long form content, then having a lot of short form, short form is the king right now.
Oh yeah.
There is
since we started focusing on that just as a company, it's changed everything. We're only on episode, I think 26, and we already have businesses wanting to sponsor the podcast, and we're generating revenue from it. It's not why we started the podcast. It wasn't a revenue thing. It's just to get out to more people, share free information with the world. And, I think we do 4 short reels every day on every platform. And it's been about 6 months now. And it's been crazy looking at the KPIs and how far they're growing.
No, man, I've been following you for a while, and I've been seeing your growth. So very impressed. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Utilize the platform the right way and
Yeah.
you understood the mechanics behind it, because it's the platform will favor you when you play their game, but then you have to always change things up a little bit, do something different. And the biggest trend that is coming, and everybody will start realizing, of course, everybody has heard the word, AI, and everybody's trying to get involved into that.
Right.
AI definitely is a trend, but there's another trend coming, and businesses will start tapping into that as well, because we're talking about the VR and the AR technologies, which they have a great, you can actually combine them with AI, and then it's a great system. Uh,
Right. So VR is virtual reality. You said AR?
yes,
What's AR?
AR is the augmented reality. Basically, it's kind of like the same thing, but without you needing the goggles and trying something like that. You don't need the VR tool. You just actually, you can bring an object to life through your phone, so you can see an entire immersive experience through your phone just by clicking the button or scanning QR code. And
Wow.
there are a few companies that are utilizing that, especially in e-commerce, where I'm pretty sure you saw that, like the virtual try-on and everything else.
Right, right.
That's the first like implementation of AR. We took it to the next level at SilverSpoon. Like we do like a whole 360 environment where you can actually scan the QR code, and on your phone you see that you're inside a bank, inside a store, that you physically saw.
Right. So when you're shopping online, you're in a physical store and you're able to, shop. It's crazy, man. The way technology is going. I remember when we sat down. When was it? When did we meet at Grant Cardone's office? 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, and you guys were working on a technology it was for restaurants, right? Where the menu, you can actually see the food
That was
and
the
what
one.
it looks like, and like
Yes.
it's in front of you, right? Like when you see, like I know when I'm at restaurants and I see plates going by, I'm like, oh, what is that? I want that. Right. So when you have a menu that's like, oh, look at this, like you can actually physically see it in front of you. It's incredible, man.
And that's exactly what it is. Like this is where we started, and we took it to the next level, and we of course we always evolve, and we try to be on the top of innovation and try to lead the market.
Right.
Of course there are a lot of challenges, but there are also fun times, and we're really enjoying the ride so far, so yeah.
Right. Now, what recommendations do you have to small businesses that haven't really tapped in to the AI side of things, or they're not really there to where they're like, okay, well, virtual reality, how can I optimize that with my business? Like, what do you suggest an easy step in that direction would be for a small business?
It would definitely, the first thing I always say to everybody, it doesn't hurt anyone to test, right?
Right.
You can put aside a small budget, you can try with the AI tools that are out there, and I'll break it down very simple, like you can go to ChatGPT and just try to perform a simple task that it would take you 30 minutes. See
Right.
how much it maximizes the time. It's not going to be perfect.
Right.
That's still okay, because it's going to give you a framework, and then you're going to
Right.
put the human work and the human element, and you're going to make it towards your personality, and you're going to optimize it, and it's going to look great, but it's going to save you a lot of time, and you will see how much time it saves for your business. And that's only the first step. you
Right.
that doesn't mean that you will always use ChatGPT for
Yeah,
everything.
that's what I keep telling people. I'm like, just try it. Just do one thing so you can actually see what it does, and like you said, track how much time it sent you, right? How much it saved you. And then when you cross that among all the other tasks that you're doing throughout the day, it's like it's mind-blowing the amount of stuff that I get done now that
Exactly.
I would have never been able to get it done in a single day without AI. No way.
Exactly. And it's like any other technology, you need to know how to use it,
Yeah.
and use it for your advantage, and that's
Yep.
it. Like you need to
Exactly.
understand that.
Absolutely, man. So now we were talking about ad spend, right? So, obviously everybody has a different product. They have different metrics, different profitability. Um, as far as optimizing their ad spend, right? So everybody's always trying to get the highest ROI, right? If you've got a $10,000 profit on your product, you can afford to spend $1,000 on, for a lead that's going to convert, right?
Exactly.
But everybody has their cost per lead, right? When you're looking at your metrics on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, it tells you, okay, this is what you spend per lead on these different ads. What's an effective way to optimize the ad spend to ensure the highest returns other than just getting rid of all the ads that have the highest cost per lead and leaving the ones with the lowest?
That's a great question. A lot of people, when they ask about ad spend and stuff like that, they think it's only about the technical side of things. And, everybody's going to be like, oh, he's going to start getting very technical and I'm going to lose it at that point. But it's not that. Most of the times, what happens, you can increase the ROI and you can like triple the conversions if you can actually eliminate the friction. So if you eliminate three friction points from your landing page, from your copy, from the offer, you can triple the conversions. And it comes down to basics. Like I'll give you an example. Like I tell everybody, what is advertising? Everybody is trying to figure that part out.
Right.
It's advertising is basically I'm day trading for attention every day. That's what I do. I'm a
Yep.
day trader of attention.
Yep.
What I do. So in order for me to be able to take that to the next level and maximize ROI, what do I have to do? I have to make sure that I get as much attention as I can, but I
Yep.
also I have a great offer and I eliminate the friction points.
Yep.
So
You
when
need
it
to
comes
keep the attention.
exactly. So it comes down to copywriting. Everybody's trying to just optimize the ads, but the metrics you see in the ads are going to actually point you to the direction of what is wrong. So you have the high CTR, for example, click through rate, and you have a lot of clicks and a lot of impressions, and everybody's landing on your page, the landing page.
Right.
They're
But
not
nothing's happening. It's not converting. Nobody's filling out the form.
exactly. The first thing you have to change is something on the landing page.
Right.
Because you hook them in because
Yep.
advertising is buying the click. What happened after you buy the click is
Yep.
also dependent on the landing page and the offer. And the other thing I'm trying to explain to a lot of clients that they either come to us for coaching and paid media. I also do paid media to coaching to other agencies. So what I'm trying to always explain to them is do not just think that because you see the metrics and the metrics are great, but then you're not converting, that something's off with the ads. You have to
Right.
understand that the ad needs to be cohesive with a headline and the
Right.
subheadline.
It
And
could be the offer too. There's a lot of things. Yeah.
you will be surprised how many agencies, but also businesses, have just a very broad ad and then the offer is very specific. I'm like, guys, do you don't get it? You don't see the difference? Like it's not gonna work. You get somebody that came here for something broad. Now you want them to pay X amount of money for something that's very specific, but you do not mention it anywhere.
Right.
There's no there's not enough thought put into the campaign. This is why everybody's trying to just launch another campaign.
Right.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. So what are the, I guess, the most important KPIs, the key performance indicators businesses should be focusing on to measure the success of their marketing campaign?
So it comes down to what's the end goal and the objective of the campaign. If it's lead generation, of course, one great KPI is going to be the cost per lead.
Right,
You're going to have the lead to conversion, which is going to be how many leads you got and how many do you convert, which is it needs to be on a kind of like 25 to 30%, 25, 30% target is a great target. Because if
right,
you convert at 25% closing deals, you can run ads all day, especially if you figure out the first part, the lead generation strategy, and it's not that expensive to get those leads.
right,
Then the other thing is going to be, of course, CTR is very important as a metric. And then for me also, like it comes down to understanding like the unique metrics. Like
right,
you can check unique link clicks. And I always do, especially on Facebook ads, instead of everybody's just running the campaigns and they do like when they do the traffic campaign, they try to optimize for clicks and
right,
optimize for landing page views. Because I want the user to land on the landing page and view the page. This is how I can remarket them more effectively later,
right,
save a little bit more time. And My breakdown in the ads is a little bit different though. Like you know the classic thing that everything mentions: the top of funnel, the middle of funnel, the bottom of
Right.
funnel. I have two levels for each section. Like the top of funnel
Okay.
has level one, level two. Middle of funnel has level one, level two, and bottom of funnel has level one and level two. So it's a little bit different approach.
Right.
More optimized, more omnipresent, and would try to just hit all the markers and
Right.
eliminate friction points through the way in one big campaign.
Absolutely. Now, how often do you have clients come to you where they're like, "Look, the ad looks great, the landing page looks good, everything's landing right, the KPIs are good, the cost per lead, everything's looking good, and it's the sales that's the problem." Like me, I'm a sales guy through and through. The Before I even started people on the phone, I had a full pitch book with everything they would possibly ever need to say to a customer. I knew it would work. I've done so much sales training. I got it coming out of my ears, right? How often is it a sales problem versus a marketing problem that you're seeing with small businesses?
Too many times.
Yeah.
Uh, the reason being, the owners want it all, but they
Hmm.
will not allocate the time
Yep.
to focus on themselves and master sales, which is one.
Well, the thing is, how to sell keeps changing.
Yes,
People cannot be sold how you used to be able to sell them 20 years ago. No way.
100%.
You cannot talk to people the same way that you used to be able to talk to them 20 years ago. You
That
just can't. It's
is one point.
constantly changing. So that guy was a killer sales guy when he was in college, and then now he's in his 60s and he started this business. Bro, those sales techniques that you learned 40 years ago ain't gonna cut it today.
Now dropping some bombs there, brother. That's it. I
Yeah.
agree with you 100%. And it's they won't invest the time to actually keep their sales skills fresh as well, because it's one
Time and
investment
money.
you have, time and money. But then also we get them busy and they focus on the wrong things. For example,
Yeah.
they might ask me 5 times what's the cost per lead, or call me, which the problem right now is not the cost per lead for them, because we get the leads and they get them on a good cost, and they know that they need to go back and start studying again, or train the
Yeah.
team, allocate time to their team so they can close more deals. Every
Yeah.
time we had that conversation with clients and they actually went back and did it, man, big difference.
Yeah.
Big difference.
100%. If you can master the sale, the cost doesn't matter because you're converting at such a high rate.
Exactly. And
Yep.
the cost per lead is not going to be at that point. Like, you're usually selling like more. We have clients that sell high ticket. They,
Right.
they don't care if 5 leads didn't convert. They're going to convert the other five, and they're going to make an investment back 10, 12x. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter.
Right. Right. Now, so let's switch gears a little bit. When it comes to audience targeting, right? So I've tried a lot of different things from, just putting different demographics like business owners, restaurateurs, job titles, CEO, CFO, all the different things to target. And then I've also taken, done lookalike audiences and match my audience, and, submitted a whole list of emails that are already in our system that we've already spoken to. There's so many different ways to do audience targeting, right? How important is audience targeting when it comes to digital advertising? Is it a super important thing, or is it more the landing page and the ads and the sales?
It's both.
Okay.
But here's the thing with the digital platforms, they are changing so much the last couple
Right.
of years, because what happened with Apple as well, the iOS 14.5, all the privacy laws are coming in. It's
Right.
crazy, and they're changing like nonstop. So there are a few different ways to actually target that audience more effectively. Interest targeting can be very enhanced if you know exactly the interest that you want to use. Here's the secret though. Everybody, like, I'll give you an example of Facebook, because you're familiar with ads. So
Yeah.
that's a great tip for everybody in the audience. By the way, they're gonna love it. So you have the classic audiences that you can find right away, and then when you start typing certain keywords, Facebook has the Facebook suggestions, where
Right.
they're gonna suggest some specific interests.
Right.
Now, That doesn't mean that it's always good, because you just get suggestions that everybody is going to get as well based on the volume. What is going to make the advertising 10 times more effective is if you know how to access the hidden interests of Facebook. And
Hidden interests.
that happens through the back end of the Graph API. Uh, and that's a big that's a big like ninja trick that we use, if you want
Right.
to call it like that. And like I'll give it to you. I'll just show you how it works, and then for the audience, everybody will have the chance when we'll give them my link and stuff like that to schedule a
Yeah.
call at the end of the session. And I came up here willing to just give it out to the world for free. So
That's awesome, man. So there's certain interests out there that are hidden from what, from public, so it doesn't show in the suggested, is what you're saying, right?
yes, so I'll give
So
you a
it's not
great.
going to show in the suggested, and so you have to type it specifically, and these interests work a lot better than the ones that are
It's a
constantly
smaller
used.
size. It's a smaller size, and not
Got it.
it's not like overpopulated with people
Right.
trying to target the same
Trying to
point.
market to the
Exactly. And
okay.
I'll tell you the
Okay.
best thing. Let's do a quick example, or just like, for example, credit. Okay, people are
Yep.
looking to just get funding or credit or whatever.
Yeah.
If I take you on the back end of the Graph API, which I have to show you how it works, and I'll show this to everybody. It's a full black screen, and you just, when you type something, you will just see the specific interest, and it will show you, like, based on credit, all the interests, and then you're gonna see on the size and stuff like that. Then you go on the back end of the platform, Facebook, and you type it. But I'll give you an
Right.
example, because I gave that example recently to somebody that was asking for credit and stuff like that.
Right.
I'm like, okay, I'll show you something. So I just, started my screen and go on the back end, and the guy was blown away. So what I did is I typed credit, and I'm like, okay, here's what you can target right away. You can target, first of all, goodcredit.com, or another one that is
Interesting.
similar to that, credit. I think Credit Karma is available as an
Right.
interest. As an interest.
As an
So
interest, right?
anyone
Because if
that's
they're
listening,
interested in Credit Karma, they're going to be interested in something credit related, right?
yes, and that
Interest.
thing.
So it's the goal is really to get as specific as you can with what your audience is interested in, but not on a big scale. Like if you're selling loans, don't look for the interest of loan, but maybe business expansion or hiring, or the things they would use that money for, and then maybe even go further from there.
Because you're touching on the pain point right away,
Right.
and targeting that interest and the pain point. But the thing
Yeah.
is, most of the times you can go broad and have a great offer, and it will
Right.
great. But you mentioned something specific. This is why I'm giving that trick, and I mentioned that because this is to help people that are starting in advertising, and they're trying to,
Yeah.
because when you increase the budgets really high, you're gonna burn through the audience really fast. So then you're gonna use all the techniques, like you wanna upload all the lists and get data for, like, lookalike audiences, and then you're gonna do the remarketing, and you're gonna do more broad audiences and try everything. But
Right.
there's no one thing, like, you need to understand that everybody in the audience, like, it comes down to the offer, uh, the hook, the headline, great funnel, great hook also on the advertising banners, make sure it's cohesive, and then how you run the ads and the technical side of things. Yes, it's important, but, like, there are a few hacks you can use and really cut through the noise. So
Right. Very cool, man, dude. That's some awesome stuff. So now, everybody knows your main things, right? Your Facebook, you've got Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I've done this on Snapchat. Are there any other ones that are, kind of not as popular, but are kind of up and coming, that business owners should start getting on and posting, and other than your kind of top five?
So, of course, another one is LinkedIn. We didn't mention
Right, right, yeah, LinkedIn,
it is
yeah,
big. For some businesses, Twitter works well.
yeah,
And now in terms of up and coming, it really depends on the industry.
right,
There's one that I can't remember the name. That's
Right.
one for small businesses that is actually very helpful.
Yeah. Like
Uh,
I got on something called like Lemon 8 or something, and it was like it was such a waste of time. There was, I mean, it was like I don't even think there was. I might have been the only business owner on this platform, but there was like millions and millions. I mean, hundreds of millions of people on it. And I'm like,
no, that's not the one. I don't remember. There's one more.
but would you? My point is, would you just suggest sticking with the main ones where most people? I mean, because it's rare you find a human out there that doesn't have a Facebook or Instagram or some one of the top fives, right?
Yeah, but then it comes down to like Gary Vee's saying, man. I mean, you gotta go to the guy knows what he's talking about. So,
Right.
um, great guy, great, brilliant marketer. He knows how to get attention, leverage attention, and maintain
Right.
it as well. So he's the master day trader of attention. Like, so he's amazing on that. So he always says, always look for the next thing and make
Right.
sure you're one of the first ones to double down on yourself and start actually producing content and releasing those platforms. Like
Right.
right now, I feel because there are a lot of privacy changes as well.
Yeah.
Not like the smaller platforms are not really spreading the word. They're not out there
Right.
so much, but there will be a few more coming in 100% in the next 1 2 years for sure. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
say
sure.
stay curious and be on the lookout for everybody out there,
Right.
but stick to your guns for now because these platforms are still favoring you and they still favor content. So the more you can actually push on TikTok and anything that is short form right now, go hard on it, but really,
Right.
really think about the content and the quality. Because you said,
Right. Now that's kind of brings me to one of my last questions is, how it I've always been told that the content itself is the most important. Like what you're saying, how it looks, the way that your letters are, and the colors. I mean, the video itself is probably the most important piece of it when creating content. Years ago, it was, and I remember a Grant Cardone told me it to my face. He said, just shoot it, post. Now, in the beginning, yes, I think that's good advice just to get to to getting in the habit of posting because bad content is better than no content, right?
yes,
But how important is the content itself as far as getting attention? Now, keeping it obviously, if the content's not great, it's not flashy or whatever, you're not going to keep it very long. But as far as grabbing that attention and having people see who you are, is spending a lot of time on the actual video and the content itself super important?
yes, it is, but it comes down to even before that. I would say the video planning and the video scripting are the most important things because and I do that for all my videos. Like I really think how I'm gonna lead from one video to the next and to the next.
Right.
And this is why it's important. And we always say to our clients, a social media strategy is going to be effective when you realize that the video content, but also the banners and whatever else you do, are part of the strategy. And
Yeah.
you need to really like shake things up every now and then, but you need to stay relevant and understand. Okay, I want a small continuation of what I do. If I don't want the continuation of things, I really have to make sure at least the quality is really high. I
Right.
share value, and this is how I'm going to keep people coming back because
Yep.
they're going to look for you to educate them on something.
Yep.
Remember, the only reason they're watching the video is because they want to take something from you.
Right.
Sometimes with the flashy things and the lifestyle is getting a little bit of, let's say, pleasure. They watch something nice,
Right.
they get. With the educational stuff, they want to get something that is like of real value,
Yep.
but that's how the end user works. Like they will need to get something out of you. You're
Exactly.
exposing yourself consistently to the
Yep.
masses, so
For
you have.
sure. Yeah. I mean, one of the biggest mistakes that I made before I got introduced to you and Caesar is the I was posting business, 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 business. And your partner said to me, he said, try this. Do one business, one educational, one lifestyle, and one just getting to know you and what you do. And ever since I started doing that, it's I mean, you've seen it's just taken off, right? Like people want to know who you are. They want to know the lifestyle. They want to know about your business, but they don't want to see it 24/7 all day long selling, selling, selling to them. And then lastly, they want to learn something, whether it's you're helping motivate them or teaching them something about their business, or if you're a nail salon, teaching them how to do their nails at home, or
Yeah.
tips on keeping your nail polish on and not chipping your whatever, right? Like tips and advice and help, right? That way people stay following you, they stay engaged, and they know they're going to get something out of every video rather than you just constantly trying to sell them your product or service.
And that's the biggest thing. And like a lot of the times, like business owners, they don't understand. It's not about showing up with intention only, but it's showing up with intensity, which means how much do I need to produce? Oh, I need three. I'm gonna produce four videos.
Right.
Like you need to
I've got
understand.
a backlog of video scripts in my phone.
That's it. I have more than 35 scripts ready to go, which I'm shooting this
Yep.
weekend, and I know what it takes and the amount of effort we put in, but it's something
Right.
that is it's going to bring more business. It's going to
Right.
help you out, and people need to remember this is the new way of kind of like TV ads,
Yeah.
with the biggest plus though that this is your own library and it stays forever.
Yeah.
People can get to know you when they find you way later, and
And it
they feel
costs
you
you
want
nothing.
nothing.
Nothing but some time. Now that's what a lot of people that are listening to this or watching this are going to say. I don't have the time to create 30 scripts. ChatGPT does. You can tell it to write you 30 video scripts about this, 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 and this. And once it learns you, it's doing it in your own voice, right? How you would say things. I mean, it really is like a lot of the times I try to customize each script. And sometimes if it's a long one and I don't exactly remember and I don't want to be saying and and whatever, there's a teleprompter app. It's free. It'll play the words right in front of you while you're recording. I mean, there's just so many tools and technology out there to make shooting 3 to 5 reels every single day super easy and not super time consuming.
Exactly, but like I'm hearing a lot of people. They're like, yeah, but I'm already working a lot. There's no balance in my life, like so I cannot really allocate that time. Like I'm just gonna leave the
You're
audience.
working on the wrong things, most likely.
Exactly, and when the price of winning is high, the price of balance is low.
Yeah,
That's what it is. You cannot change that.
100%.
At least until you reach that level, you can allocate, some more funds, and you can take off your plate a few more tasks,
Exactly.
and then you only focus to the revenue producing activities.
Activities, exactly.
That's what it is.
Exactly. When you earn the right for that work-life balance, but if you're not where you want to be, you're not at your goals yet, stop looking for that work-life balance, right? Like people say it
Exactly.
all the time. Well, my wife would kill me. I'm sorry, you married the wrong person. I
Yes,
just got married 2 weeks ago. My wife knows who I am.
I know. Like,
She knows that if I got something to do work related, it doesn't matter what else is going on. That's what's getting handled, right? Like there's going to be days, weeks, months where we might not, get to go on vacation or go out here or go there, whatever, right? Because I got stuff to do, right? Like surround yourself with the right people. You don't need work-life balance because it all just coincides together,
exactly, and it's not one thing or the other. Like that's
right?
the magic thing when you scale your own business. You can work on your business every day, but you can still enjoy.
And you can fit it into your life.
Exactly, fit in your lifestyle. Don't try to change it, because to
Exactly.
achieve success, like I said that to my team every day, you gotta be on the right vehicle as well. You have to
Yes.
focus on the right vehicle and capitalize on that, because
Yeah.
it's otherwise it's not gonna work. Because you
Yeah,
can
sometimes it's just that. It's just the wrong vehicle.
exactly, and people are just not seeing it, and they're so persistent. No, no, this is the next big thing. You failed already 4 times, and
Yeah.
the world is showing you that it's not working, and something is
Right. You
just
don't got to quit, but you got to know when to do something different.
you gotta pivot and scale when that time
Yeah.
happens, and you need to know when that
Absolutely.
time happens. And sometimes we need the people in our lives to actually let us know about that. This is why it's very important to to have, this the spouse you're choosing to, live your life, or continue working with, if
Yeah.
you're working with. Because I know a lot of couples are working together, which is can
Yeah.
be hard. But if you set the right targets, and and the boundaries between you, and you have a
Yeah.
mutual goals agreement, which has to do with
Yep.
business, and a mutual goals agreement that's separate as a couple,
Yep.
everything is fine.
Exactly.
It's just a matter of communication. That's all that is.
Yep. 100%. 100%. George, it's been great talking to you today, man. So a lot of our guests give a gift to our listeners and our viewers. Why don't you tell our listeners and viewers what you got for them today?
Awesome. So everybody can go to www.silverspoonagency.com. You can click the button to contact us and submit the form. You get a free 30-minute strategy call with me, where I'm going to actually show you the hidden interest on the back end of Facebook, completely free. I'll send you the link and show you how to work with it. And I'm
Awesome.
going to also give you all our funnel templates that are proven and battle tested, all completely free. Just have to schedule a
Wow.
call at www.
Do I get that too?
You get that, of course, and some.
Great, great, bro. So I'll make sure I put the link in the description of the podcast as well as the videos. I'm gonna actually click on that now and get to it, man. Thank you so much for joining us, bro. I'm looking forward to that marketing strategy. I don't care how big a company is; they can always use more help when it comes to marketing, especially from guys like you. I
Thank
mean, you guys are just that next level, man. I love seeing your guys' growth and your passion for it, man.
thank you, man. Thank
It's
you.
great to see.
We're actually hitting crazy numbers. Like, this is one of our highest months right now.
That's
Really
awesome,
excited,
man.
man, to help others. And thank you.
So happy to hear it, bro.
So good to be here, brother. Thank you.
Awesome, man. We'll talk soon, all right?
Talk soon. Bye.